Why do these things keep barging into my life? Oh, right. Discounts. Hello, I am Wallace, the Polish toy guy. Welcome to my new video. Hurrah! It's Fash'ems from Tech for Kids again, though this time it might be different because we are not taking a look at any pony now, we are taking a look at Smashable Superheroes from the Marvel Comics Studio house. And apparently these toys were so popular that this in fact is Series 4. So people bought this before. All 18 in my count of these. In this series we have Spider-Man, we have Thor, we have Captain America, Iron Man, Wolverine and Hulk. And I'm not going to talk about this box again because we did it with the pony Fash'ems, or excuse me, Fash'ems, but what I do want to point out is that I did wonder before what's exactly in the liquid that's inside these figures, and now I had an epiphany. Let's look at this sticker from the distributor, in this case EP. And where is it? Yeah, it's here. It's liquid containing cosmetic conservation substances, and I'm not even going to try to say them because A, I couldn't find any information in English for these, and when I tried to peel off this sticker off in my second piece, it kind of did not take well to it. So I'll just show you that there are in fact many really interestingly named substances over here. And yeah, even if they are laboratory tested and stated to be non-toxic, this is not something I want to spill over, especially not in my mouth if I'm a little kid. So now we know what's inside, but do we really know what's inside? So what shall we find inside the first container? Spider-Man! Yes! That's what I was hoping for. Mr. Parker, you are one sticky toy. Of course, in your case, it's part of your job, but I just really don't like this sticky sensation when I'm trying to let you go, and I don't like this sound. This means that you will be a magnet to all kinds of dust, dirt and other unmentionables, so very soon you will be a very dirty toy. Yes, your pony friends from the last review definitely were not as sticky as you are. And also not as deformed as you are, because I suppose this is made to be cute, appealing to kids, but when I see such a large head attached to such small limbs, I think not cute, I think MODOK, and that's not a character that I find child-friendly. Although I do admit we have pretty nice net details, which are of course very important to Spider-Man, as are these white eyes with black outlines, the most expressive part of his costume, kind of like Deadpool a bit. And we have a bit of blue paint here at the back of the torso, the Spider-Man logo, several information from the producer, when this was made, where, by whom. So yeah, the standard Fash'ems deal, and the eyes are nicely painted, but of course this does not mean that this is a perfectly painted toy. We already have a smudge of black that's not supposed to be here. And I was pretty sure when I first opened this I could find some specks of blue and black paint somewhere over here, but seeing that I can't spot them right now, I think that might be the first wave of dirt attaching to this toy already inside the container. So yeah, I'm not really sure if this is supposed to be cute. I think this can bring several different responses, especially once we start playing with this as we are supposed to, mashing things. For kids this might be cool, but for me it's kind of slightly disturbing. And yes, inside we have this clear liquid, and as you can see, we can make a bubble storm inside. Hurrah! Seriously, I don't know. Should I think this is cool or kind of disturbing? And I'm also wondering how long will this white paint survive, because usually this is one of these things that don't work well over time with Fash'ems. Yeah, as you can see, it's stretching a lot, and my previous experience is that this is going to rupture very, very soon. But we'll see. Of course, seeing that this is Fash'em, we can also do this. and it will survive, and we can stun that toy and make it stand even more. So yeah, it kind of serves the purpose written on the box, but I really can't get over this sticky feeling. It's just, well, maybe not gross, but something that is slightly uncomfortable. I prefer my toys to be dry when I touch them. And speaking of this stickiness, I did a little experiment and rolled this toy in this sweater I am wearing right now to see what will happen. And if we take a closer look, the whole figure is covered in small bits of material from my sweater. There's hardly a millimeter that doesn't have something sticking to it. And that's just after a minute, so I can imagine what would happen after a whole day of a kid playing with this, especially, for example, when this falls to even slightly dirty ground. This is going to be a true dirt magnet, I tell you. Well, then again, I suppose after this little experiment, Spider-Man became slightly less adhesive to everything. Hurrah, I guess? And in the second container we will find another Spider-Man. Well, I'm slightly disappointed, but then again, this had to happen sooner or later. In my review life, I worked with so many blind bags that there had to be a point where I come across a double. Ah well, on the plus side, now I can see for myself how this toy looks before and after the sweater roll call. And as you can see, before, it has really nice intense red color, and after, all of this seems slightly washed out, slightly less lively. So, what about the bad smell so typical for these toys? Yeah, it's still there, it's not really nice, but it's not as tragic as in previous reviews. And now it's comparison time. So, here we have our two Spider-Mans, here we have two ponies from fash'ems, Mega Bloks Havoc, one figure from Teeny Freaks, SH Figuarts Super Mario, Optimus Prime from Cereals, Iron Man Mark V, and Portable Spider-Man. And of course, let's not forget about the common cola can, the marvelous €1 and the magnificent $1. To sum it all up, in terms of quality, Marvel Mushrooms are similar to previous toys from this line I reviewed, but the level of deformation is just too big for me, and the previously tackled ponies were slightly better for me. Also, while the smell here is bearable, I don't like the initial stickiness of these toys one bit. First, it's not nice to touch, and second, when it starts to fade, you know that your toy has already managed to pick up various stuff around it like a Katamari ball, and expect this to happen really fast when kids are involved. If you can't resist the urge to squish your favorite Marvel superheroes, then perhaps you will find some enjoyment in these Marvel Mushrooms, but I think with all of their flaws, that feeling will vanish quickly, so you can easily skip these toys. And that's all for this video review. I will be back with the next one soon. And until then, stay well.